Now on 4 News Now at 6, 2 people are shot and their SUV stolen, where deputies found a burning SUV as they search for the shooters.
And I'm tracking big changes that could impact your plans this weekend. We've got growing concerns for thunderstorms in your first alert forecast.
And doctors in Idaho can no longer be charged for referring patients to other states for abortion care. For now, why the judge says the law was unconstitutional. You're watching 4 News Now at 6.
We begin with breaking news here at 6. Firefighters with Spokane Fire District 3 are responding to a brush fire near Cheney happening right now. It is near the railroad tracks south of South Cheney, Spokane Road and West Anderson Road. There's a map on your screen. Fire crews are having a hard time accessing the flames right now.
Firefighters say it's slow moving and about a ½ acre in size. For now, this is a new photo from Fire District 3. You can see the smoke in the sky from there. And we just learned level 3 evacuations are in place from Cheney, Spokane to Spokane Road to the Columbia Trail. Level 3 means go now. About 20 homes are in danger. Air resources are being called in. We are keeping an eye on this fire and we'll provide you updates as soon as we get them. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Aaron Luna.
And I'm Kirsten O'Connor. We want to get right to the latest weather conditions with meteorologist Matt Gray, who's in for Chris tonight. Matt?
All right. Well, it is hot, and this is about the hottest part of the day. So that's the most serious issue that fire crews are facing right now, because look at these temperatures, all well into the 90s. It's 91 right now in Cheney, and that means our humidity right now is incredibly low, and that is largely what is going to be fueling this fire here. As we head over the next few hours, you can see the humidity in Cheney only about 70%. It is even drier as you work your way north towards Spokane International and Fairchild Air Force Base. So it is super dry again this afternoon. And, well, unfortunately, we have another one of these wildfire situations on the West Plains. So the fire crews mentioned that it was moving slowly, and that's because our winds are very, very calm right now compared to what they have been, say, when we saw that other fire on Monday. So calm winds, at least for now, in Cheney with a slight gust at about 4 miles an hour. So that is a huge positive there. So hopefully that can allow fire crews to get around this thing as fast as possible. Now, the best way for things to get better weather-wise is for us to cool off. We're expected to be staying in the 80s with some fairly low humidity through about 8 o'clock. It's only going to be until about 9 p.m. as the sun is going down that we start to see those humidities begin to recover. Good thing about the humidity in our forecast is that it is going to go way up. That's going to help our fire crews out a lot in the days to come, which I'll talk about more in your extended forecast coming up.
Thank you, Matt. We continue our Fire Watch coverage now with some good news on that fire from earlier this week. Fire crews have downgraded the evacuation level for the West Hallett fire. That's the one burning right near the Eagle Ridge neighborhood west of Highway 195. So everything shaded in green on your screen, which is almost everything south of 47, has been downgraded to level 1, while the area in yellow near Cheney, Spokane is now level 2, which again means be ready to leave at a moment's notice.
That fire is a great example of why you want to make sure you are always prepared in case you and your family need to evacuate at a moment's notice. Here's what the organization Ready for Wildfires says you should have in your emergency go bag. Things like a first aid kit, a change of clothes, copies of important documents, and extra phone chargers. For even more tips on how to prepare in case you have to leave, head to KXLY.com/firewatch.
2 suspected gunmen are still on the run tonight after law enforcement says they shot 2 people on the side of the road, stole their car, and set it on fire. Police found this abandoned car at an apartment complex 10 minutes away from where the shooting happened in rural Spokane County this morning.
Deputies say the shooting took place in rural Spokane County, which is near Airway Heights on West Mission Road. The vehicle was then found on fire by an apartment complex. 4 News Now's Natalie Grant was on scene for us today and shares the latest information from law enforcement. Natalie.
I'm here on West Mission Road in rural Spokane County, where deputies say 2 people were shot on the side of the road earlier this morning. As you can see behind me, this road is still closed off right now as teams continue to canvass, looking for any bit of evidence.
In their initial report, deputies say the 2 victims met the suspects at the nearby casino and were giving them a ride home when the shooting took place. The victims, brought to a local hospital, are expected to be okay. John Pegg and his family have lived on Mission Road his whole life.
It's quiet out here, and that's one of the reasons we love it. But I mean, and there's always stuff. We get people sleeping off drunks on the side of the road, and we find needles on the side of the road, but something like this has never happened out here.
Pegg said his dad, who was a former EMT, was the one to call 911 and help the victims.
And he said there's a shooting at the end of his driveway. And so I came out and stood at the end of the driveway, and there are a bunch of cop cars and ambulances and fire trucks out there. And he said that a car pulled up and shoved 4 kids out of it, and he heard 2 pops, and then it peeled out and drove away.
Right now, we don't know the victims' ages or what caused this shooting, but deputies say a white SUV matching the description of the one that was stolen was found at a nearby apartment complex on fire. Law enforcement are still looking for the suspects, even locking down nearby schools like Spokane Falls Community College for a short time so they could search. Reporting in Spokane, Natalie Grant, 4 News Now.
Breaking news from Spokane City Hall tonight. We now have the details of the sexual harassment claims that led to the downfall of Spokane City Administrator.
Johnny Perkins resigned from the top city job last month before speaking to city investigators about the allegations against him. Perkins cited a newly diagnosed heart condition as his reason for stepping down. But shortly after, Mayor Woodward said a city investigation proved sexual misconduct. 4 News Now obtained the investigation report and supporting documents today through a public records request. The investigator concluded Perkins violated multiple city policies, including sexual harassment and creating a hostile work environment. The investigation revealed Perkins was dating a city employee and would share intimate details about their dating and sex life openly with at least one other city employee. When the woman ended the relationship, witnesses say Perkins spiraled and his work was impacted. The investigator also found Perkins used inappropriate language when disclosing those intimate details and that he committed ethics violations as well. Perkins did not speak to the investigator but refutes the claims. We've laid out more details of the allegations and his specific response to each of them. You can read it. It's a top story on KXLY.com.
Around the Northwest, this man in Oregon is now in jail for kidnapping a Seattle woman and locking her in a makeshift cell in his garage. Investigators say 29-year-old Nagazi Zuberi chained her up and sexually assaulted her.
According to the complaint, the woman fought for her life, beating the doors and the walls of this cell with bloodied hands. Through her perseverance, she broke free and waved down a passing motorist, asking for their help to call 911.
Investigators say they are looking for more victims, linking Zuberi to multiple sexual assault cases in at least 4 other states.
That wasn't the only legal challenge to Idaho's abortion laws this week. These 19 states, including Washington, are pushing to have a judge block the state's abortion travel ban. That law makes it illegal for adults to help minors travel to a different state for abortion care. The state argues what qualifies as abortion trafficking or recruiting isn't clear within Idaho's laws. Washington's Attorney General says the Constitution protects an individual right to travel between states, and Washington is standing up for the Constitution.
We now know the name of the person who died in a car crash on Highway 195 just north of Pullman. A 28-year-old woman from Moscow, Idaho, died this morning when her car slammed head-on into a semi-truck. The Washington State Patrol says that Elizabeth Kahn was about 2 miles north of Pullman trying to pass slower cars when she collided with that truck. The crash shut down the highway for hours. The driver of the truck and a passenger were not injured. Well, still ahead tonight, the U.S. credit score has been downgraded. What that means for you and your wallet coming up.
Plus, a push to make camping near schools and playgrounds illegal. Why one organization is against the measure. Next on 4 News Now at 6.
Four News Now on your time with Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
We love to save you green. Hepatitis C? Don't just treat it. Crush it with Mavyret.
Conquer it with Mavyret.
Cure it with Mavyret. Mavyret cures all types of Hep C.
In only 8 weeks.
The virus multiplies daily and can damage the liver over time. Mavyret stops Hep C and cures it. If you've had hepatitis B, it may flare up and cause serious liver problems during and after treatment. Tell your doctor if you've had Hep B, a liver or kidney transplant, other liver problems, HIV, other medical conditions, and all your medicines. Do not take Mavyret with atazanavir or rifampin. Report right away yellow skin, stomach pain or swelling, confusion and bleeding or bruising.
Hep C? Crush it with Mavyret.
Conquer it.
Cure it in only 8 weeks. See Hep C gone with Mavyret.
Ask your doctor about Mavyret. AbbVie could help you save.
From the 5 a.m. morning regulars to those gotta fit it in lunchtime rush business goers to the busy moms that need childcare so they can just have a little time to themselves. Move Fitness is here for you, serving up the largest variety of workout options in Spokane with a new location opening soon to provide you the best results for your workout needs. Move Fitness. Join the movement.
The new double pepperoni Crazy Crust pizza is so nice, we pepperonied it twice with classic and old world pepperoni, sprinkled with toasted cheeses and garlic parm crust you've got to see in slow-mo. Available for $8.99 only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
For over 20 years, my dad sold vehicles all over Eastern Washington. To the farmers and ranchers, the firefighters, to the military men and women at Fairchild, and of course, our friends and neighbors. He knew selling great vehicles at a fair price and taking care of the customer would build the foundation for years to come.
It was true then, and it's still true today. You see, we treat everyone like family because we are family.
We want you to like the deal and love your wheels.
Swept out to sea. Next, Inside Edition, he treaded water for an incredible 5 hours. How he stayed alive until these two guys came along.
He kept saying, I thought I was a goner, I thought I was a goner.
Then, secrets of the Sound of Freedom.
You go and rescue those kids.
How it became the surprise hit of the summer.
It's almost completely sold out.
Watch the next Inside Edition.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Inside Edition at 7.
The Spokane City Council voted unanimously to add an anti-camping measure to the November general election ballot. It would make camping illegal within 1,000 feet of a school, daycare, public park, or playground. The measure is spearheaded by a local attorney. He collected enough signatures to get the initiative on the ballot.
Supporters argue it will keep children in Spokane safe. Others say it only criminalizes being homeless. The measure would prohibit camping regardless of shelter space. Vanessa Perez is live with how it plans to work.
Yeah, well, Spokane already has an anti-camping law which says people cannot camp along the Spokane River, Latah Creek, or under viaducts unless there's no shelter space available. But supporters say this law doesn't go far enough to protect children.
Deserve to be able to grow up in a clean and safe city.
A ballot measure wants to make it illegal to camp within 1,000 feet of a school, daycare, and park.
I do think it's a good thing, mostly for safety reasons, with the younger kids being in the schools and the parks.
Bredeman says she also wants to educate kids on being cautious, but not fearful of everyone. The group behind the initiative is called Clean and Safe Spokane.
You know, it's really just about protecting our kids of our city. And, you know, as I went across the city and was gathering signatures for this important initiative, one thing became very certain. It was that not only was this wanted, but it was needed.
The group received at least $75,000 from local businessman Larry Stone, who also happens to own the Trent Resource and Assistance Center. Meanwhile, some say the measure would only criminalize homelessness.
What we need are new solutions that service providers are offering and that those with lived experience are trying to provide. I implore you to find your humanity and to remember that we are here to care for all of the citizens in our town.
Spokane Community Against Racism says the ban would cover 40% of the city, and it creates more trauma for those experiencing homelessness. Now, if voters were to pass this in November, it would count as a misdemeanor for those who violate it. Live in Peaceful Valley, Vanessa Perez, 4 News Now.
Vanessa, thank you. A federal judge ruled that Idaho doctors are allowed to refer patients out of state for abortions. The court's decision was on the basis of the First Amendment. The judge ruled in favor of Planned Parenthood Great Northwest, saying Attorney General Raul Labrador's interpretation of Idaho's abortion ban was in violation of medical providers' right to free speech. Our Marissa Rios spoke to Planned Parenthood and an Idaho resident about how this ruling impacts the state.
Idaho's current abortion ban states that any healthcare professional who assists in performing an abortion is in violation of the law. Labrador's interpretation of assists included the act of a medical provider referring a patient across state lines for an abortion. Idaho's abortion ban went into effect last year after the Supreme Court's decision to overturn Roe v. Wade. Under the law, the license of a healthcare professional will be suspended or revoked if the person performs an abortion or assists in performing or attempts to perform an abortion. One Kootenai County resident spoke to us about the importance of an individual's right to privacy.
For myself and for Idahoans, privacy is paramount. We are private people. We like to live independent lives. And so for somebody to tell my doctor what they can share with me is offensive. And I'm grateful for the ruling yesterday, because it means that my doctor will be able to tell me what their expertise is, not what somebody else is telling them in a politically charged way.
The CEO of Planned Parenthood Great Northwest, who also filed the lawsuit against Labrador, said it's important for Idahoans to know their legal right to travel outside of the state to access abortion care.
Idahoans have, every right to access to medically accurate information. The government has no business interfering between the physician-patient relationship, and patients need information about where they can access a safe and legal abortion outside of the state of Idaho.
Boren Pohl said being able to come to Washington to receive health care is necessary.
I think it's a really chilling effect on doctors and patients when they know that they're not the only ones in the medical room. When government inserts itself and tells you the direction of your medical care, it is a terrifying feeling. And I'm just grateful that we have that relief across the state of Idaho.
For any Idahoan in need of abortion care, there are abortion care services in Washington and Oregon. Patients can find places with abortion care services at PlannedParenthood.org and AbortionFinder.org. They can now also ask their physician for a referral. Less than 24 hours after the court's ruling in favor of Planned Parenthood Great Northwest, Idaho Attorney General Raul Labrador filed a notice to appeal the decision. We reached out to Labrador's office for comment, but we haven't heard back yet. Reporting in studio, Marissa Rio, 4 News Now.
And we are keeping an eye on some big changes in your forecast ahead for the weekend. Chance for some thunderstorms. Could we actually see rain for the first time in almost a month? I'll let you know coming up in just a little bit.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
4 News Now is brought to you by Rebath Spokane.
Summer might not be a vacation for families experiencing homelessness, but while Family Promise teaches parents life skills, kids have the chance to explore and have fun.
Without the routine of school, summer is really challenging for homeless children. With the help of Numerica, kids are able to enjoy lots of fun activities.
Numerica Credit Union is honored to partner with organizations like Family Promise as they work to enhance lives, fulfill dreams, and build communities.
Check out more organizations that make our community stronger at numericacu.com.
Hi, my name is Megan and I'm the Education Coordinator for Wastewater and Stormwater. Today we're going to be talking about dog poop. You might be thinking it's like fertilizer, but it's not. It's actually bad for our waterways and can contain bacteria like E. coli, and that's obviously a health hazard. So pick up after your pet to keep us all healthy and safe. To learn more about stormwater tips and city projects that are protecting our river, go to SpokaneStormwater.org.
Denver Mattress has always believed in investing right here with American-made mattresses, built with unrivaled quality, and sold at factory direct prices. Because improving your sleep life should always be easy and affordable. And during the anniversary 4-day super sale, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend. Check out the Summit Queen, now only $299.99, plus 6 years no interest and free shipping. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
Astapro Allergy, steroid-free allergy relief that starts working in 30 minutes, while other allergy sprays take hours. With Astapro's unbeatably fast allergy relief, you can Astapro and go.
A treacherous wildfire season ahead.
The next wildfire is not a question of if, it's a question of when.
4 News Now Fire Watch coverage, keeping you safe with resources on TV, online, and on the go with the 4 News Now app.
All the components are in place for a large fire.
That fire has grown exponentially.
And the winds will bring more smoke into the region.
We've even seen flames from the distance we are.
Fire Watch coverage to keep you safe. That's what we mean when we say expect more on 4 News Now.
We desperately need some rain, as evidenced by all of the wildfire activity over the past several days. It has been over 3 weeks now since it rained in Spokane. And by the way, this was the only time that it rained in the month of July, the only day, back on July 10th. Well, finally, there is some optimism here in this forecast. Not necessarily for tomorrow, but as we head into Friday and especially into the weekend, our chances of actually seeing real water falling from the sky increase to as high of a chance as they have been in a long, long time. Here is what is happening. In fact, you can see it illustrated over in East Idaho and southwestern Montana right now, where they are seeing some wet weather. A lot of moisture has been being kicked up from the south by southerly winds. We are seeing some of that, but the moisture hasn't made its way to our neck of the woods just yet. That, however, will happen as we head into Friday. So we fast forward here in the simulation. Here we go. This is Friday morning. You'll likely feel an increase in humidity as all that extra moisture gets pushed up into the inland northwest, and it really cranks up as we head into the weekend, and that's one of the reasons why our rain chances are so much higher for Saturday and Sunday as opposed to when we first start to see that humidity change on Friday. And hey, we're off to the races after that with a good chance to see a little bit of rain each and every afternoon. Unfortunately, it also comes along with lightning and likely the possibility of new wildfires. This time of the year, even when you do get some rain, at this point, after 3+ weeks without it, oftentimes it's not enough to keep some of these lightning bolts from still starting some things. So it does look like it is going to be another busy weekend for our wildfire crews. These are pretty high percentages, by the way. I know it doesn't look like it, but anything above about 10% is, well, fairly high for around here. Our humidity right now, not great, and this has been the challenge that we have seen each and every afternoon when the humidity drops. All those bushes and brush and everything on the ground gets crinkly dry, and that is what we have been seeing now lately. Is right about this time of the day, these wildfires unfortunately start to pop up. We've also seeing some windy conditions right in the eastern edge or western edge of our viewing area. So this fire weather warning on the Waterfield Plateau does continue. This does include Grand Coulee through 10 o'clock. We got to be really, really careful pretty much every single hot day at this point in the fire season, because things can start just like that, especially at this time of day. Another hot day, another hazy day in our skies for tomorrow. We have not seen a ton of wildfire smoke so far this year, and it looks like with our forecast we're going to continue with that trend, even with some new fires around the inland northwest. Going to keep things at moderate for Thursday. We'll pop things back down to green on Friday, and we'll see where we go with lightning strikes potentially this weekend. Our lows for tonight: crack up of the windows in Colville with a low of 42, 50s, low 50s in Pullman, so some nice temperatures in many places in the morning, but then we just heat right back up with those high humidities again in the afternoon. A break from the 90s is coming along with this moisture and the chance for some rain. That is a great thing to see, but we are right back up to the 90s with a chance for more lightning as we head into the beginning of next week.
Matt, thank you. Still ahead, the Red Cross says it's in desperate need of volunteers across the inland northwest. How it impacts emergency evacuation shelters. Coming up on 4 News Now at 6.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
I'm Jonah, and I'd like to welcome you to the brand new Coeur d'Alene Nissan. You'll find the grand dealership lobby open, comfortable, and relaxing. A service center with state-of-the-art equipment committed to getting you quickly and safely back on the road. There's much more to experience. I'm inviting you to stop in and see us. We're just off Highway 95 in Coeur d'Alene.
People who come to the Inland Northwest rave about its beauty.
For those of us who live and work here, we couldn't agree more. From its iconic history
to a ton of new beginnings.
We have farm-to-table roots and access to nature right out our back door.
And as a community member, BECU wants to honor those who work together to make life better for our region.
Help us celebrate everything that makes Spokane great. And remember, in tough times, good things are still happening here.
BECU is not for profit and all for Spokane.
Do you have property damage? Burke's Restoration provides full-service emergency response for residential and commercial disasters. Wind damage? Burke's can handle that. Is flooding your problem? Burke's Restoration knows just what to do. Fire or smoke damage? Call Burke's today. You didn't plan on a disaster, but you have a choice on who restores it. Choose the best. Burke's Restoration takes care of fire, smoke, wind, or water damage and more. Tell your insurance company you choose Burke's Restoration. Call or click today.
Choosing a treatment for your chronic migraine, 15 or more headache days a month, each lasting 4 hours or more, can be overwhelming. So ask your doctor about Botox. Botox prevents headaches in adults with chronic migraine before they even start. It's the #1 prescribed branded chronic migraine treatment. So far, more than 5 million Botox treatments have been given to over 850,000 chronic migraine patients.
Effects of Botox may spread hours to weeks after injection, causing serious symptoms. Alert your doctor right away, as difficulty swallowing, speaking, breathing, eye problems, or muscle weakness can be signs of a life-threatening condition. Side effects may include allergic reactions, neck and injection site pain, fatigue, and headache. Don't receive Botox if there's a skin infection. Tell your doctor your medical history, muscle or nerve conditions and medications, including botulinum toxins, as these may increase the risk of serious side effects.
In a survey, 92% of current users said they wish they talked to their doctor and started Botox sooner. So ask your doctor if Botox is right for you. Learn how AbbVie could help you save on Botox.
4 News Now is brought to you by the Huckleberry Festival in Trout Creek, Montana.
A steady deterioration in standards of governance. That's what Fitch Ratings is citing as the leading reason for downgrading America's credit rating.
CNN's Mike Valerio explains what this means for you and your wallet.
Well, good evening, and this isn't so much a warning for our own personal wallets. This is more of a warning from the ratings agency Fitch, saying that the country needs to get its financial house in order.
Historically, the U.S. has always been able to pay its bills.
The U.S. has been among the safest credit risks in the world.
But credit rating agency Fitch is worried the nation's political climate could make it a riskier bet, subsequently downgrading the U.S. debt rating from AAA to AA+ on Tuesday. The U.S. has only endured a downgrade once before, back in 2011, when a debt ceiling standoff similar to the one from earlier this summer brought the country to the brink of default. But Fitch believes political polarization and uncertainty is on the rise and eroding confidence.
What's going to happen with Social Security? What's going to happen with Medicare? What's going to happen with the national debt? There are also some purely economic angles, like the recession that everybody's been talking about for a couple of years that hasn't arrived yet.
But that recession may never come. Bank of America abandoning its recession forecast Wednesday as attitudes are brightening amid a strong jobs market and cooling inflation.
All of a sudden, a lot of people are saying, maybe the Fed can pull this off and bring inflation down without causing a recession.
While the move by Fitch could lead to a tightening of credit, Bankrate's Ted Rossman says it's unlikely consumers will feel the pinch.
There are some things people are worried about, but I don't think this downgrade, at least in the near term, affects everyday people in a significant way.
And the United States still hasn't had its AAA rating restored by S&P when that ratings agency made history, downgraded the United States for the first time back in 2011. I'm Mike Valerio. Back to you.
We have much more coming up tonight at 6:30.
Including how lawmakers from both sides of the aisle are reacting to former President Donald Trump's latest indictment. And the American Red Cross sheltered the people forced to leave their homes because of the West Hallett fire. Why the organization says it needs your help now for the next threat.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
It's time for a new shower, but you don't want the hassle. You just want it done. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower replacement.
Hi, I'm attorney Jim Hill.
And I'm attorney Matt Russell.
And after 10 years of helping the injured people of Spokane,
Russell and Hill have won lots of awards.
But at the end of the day, only one award really matters.
The award we get the insurance company to pay you. Russell and Hill.
When you have over 37 million followers and some of the hottest music, where do you go to ignite the morning? Yes, Friday. Madison Beer kicks off your weekend. Only on Good Morning America's Summer Concert Series, sponsored by Hot Tools.
When I was little, my friends and I used to build bicycles and race go-karts. When we got older, we rode motorbikes. I always knew someday my family would own a dealership that sold really cool rides that drove fast at great prices. Today, our Cal Superstores in Erie Heights and Coeur d'Alene specialize in selling the very best used vehicles in the region. We know this is a big purchase in your life, and we want you to be proud of where you bought it from.
It's wildfire season, and 4 News Now First Alert weather is more important than ever.
Bone-dry vegetation, lightning strikes, sudden winds. With conditions so volatile and so much at stake, every second counts.
Wildfire warnings to evacuation orders to the all clear. Trust the 4 News Now First Alert weather team to keep you safe.
Alerting you first.
On air, online, and on the go with the 4 News Now app.
Protecting you and your family.
That's what we mean when we say expect more.
It's time for a new shower, but you don't want the hassle. You just want it done. Rebath, from start to stunning. Call us or visit rebath.com and save $750 off your tub or shower replacement.
Next ET, what you never knew about Freaky Friday as the comedy classic turns 20.
Is that true?
Lindsay Lohan's lifelong bond with Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie's really cool.
Next ET.
Watch 4 News Now at 6 and Entertainment Tonight at 7:30.
This week on Svengoolie.
An ordinary domestic cat is terrorizing 3 grown-ups.
Way better than cat videos on the internet.
Cat's got a mean streak in it.
It's the shadow of the cat on the next Svengoolie.
Saturday night at 8 on MeTV 4.2. Live from downtown Spokane, this is 4 News Now at 6:30.
We are continuing to follow breaking news. A fire near Cheney. We just got this information from the Department of Natural Resources. This is a rapidly escalating fire. It is about 3 to 5 acres in size at this time. Some homes are in that area. They're estimating about 20 homes and an apartment complex in the area.
They do have fire planes dropping water in that area to try to keep that fire from spreading and going towards those homes in that apartment complex and, really going towards the town. They do say, DNR tells us that some of those planes are encountering power lines, which are hard to see from the air. And so they're having a little bit of difficulty dropping exactly where they want to. But that effort is still going to continue into this afternoon. And you can see some of how those fire planes work. We've done stories in the last couple of days. You can go to KXLY.com and see those fire planes up close. And we're going to continue to bring you more information. We have a crew on scene giving us updates on social media as well. Well, fire crews have downgraded the evacuation level for the West Hallett fire to keep people safe during evacuations. The American Red Cross is fully prepared for any emergency situation.
And tonight, the organization says it needs more help from the community for even faster responses. Our Peter Choi explains why they need more volunteers and how you can join them.
A wildfire burning nearly 200 acres in South Spokane. Behind the West Hallett fire, an organization like the American Red Cross is taking care of people who leave their homes behind.
We have opened multiple shelters in multiple counties so far. Just since Saturday, we've opened 2 and possibly thought we were going to open another one last night. It's been much busier this year than it was last year.
Once local emergency management and firefighters declare an evacuation order and call for help, that's when American Red Cross steps in.
It really depends on where the fire is, how close our volunteers are, pulling a trailer. We aim to be open from the moment we get called to the moment we open within 4 hours.
I'm at one of the American Red Cross trailers for evacuation shelter. And as you can see, we have food, water, blankets for emergency situations like wildfires. And the organization tells me handing out these items can be delayed without volunteers, and they need volunteers right now for the quicker response.
We need mental health professionals that want to come in and volunteer. People are willing to do logistical work, support with supplies, as well as helping out around the office.
The organization says don't wait until a level 3 evacuation is in place, asking the public to come earlier to ensure their safety. To join as a volunteer, you can find more information on our website, kxly.com. In Spokane, Peter Choi, 4 News Now.
We'll take a look live now over downtown Spokane. Another hot and hazy day in the inland Northwest, and another day where, well, we are continuing to see wildfire dangers in the afternoon hours. At this point, the hottest and least humid part of the day. Hi, everybody. I'm meteorologist Matt Gray. I'm filling in for Chris this evening. Temperatures still in the 90s here as we have passed 6:30 across our region. 91 right now in Spokane, and Coeur d'Alene at 92. And, well, a combination of low humidity and some gusty winds of the Waterfield Plateau, including Wenatchee and into the Grand Coulee area, means that until 10 o'clock tonight, a fire weather warning. So some really severe conditions and something that we got to be extra cautious of if you are watching from those areas. But even outside of some of these fire weather warnings, as we've just seen with this fire that is they're currently fighting in Cheney, things are just not ideal at this time of the day. Temperatures in the 90s and upper 80s around the metro right now, and that means very low humidities at this time, causing those fires to burn. Now, the difference between, say, what we saw on Monday with all the fire activity and what we're seeing today is our winds are a lot less. That will certainly help out fire crews as they try to get a handle on this thing as we go through the next few hours. And then we're going to do it all again tomorrow. Not a lot of wind once again, but it is going to be hot and it is going to be dry in the afternoon. You can take a look at those temperatures for Thursday. Now, after that, well, I got some good news. We're going to see some cooler weather, and finally, we may have some rain in the forecast. I'll cover that coming up.
Matt, thank you. The latest round of primary election results are in. Lisa Brown and incumbent Mayor Nadine Woodward are moving on to the general election, with Brown receiving nearly 47% of the votes and Woodward with 38%. Betsy Wilkerson and Kim Pleas will move on in the race for Spokane City Council President. Andy Rathbun conceded the race yesterday before ballots were due. Wilkerson earned more than 4,000 votes than Pleas. For all the results of last night's primary election, head to KXLY.com/forthepeople.
In North Spokane County, a 33-year-old woman was killed on Highway 2 when her pickup was rear-ended about a mile north of Riverside High School. WSP says Rebecca Powelson's truck spun around, then flipped over, landing on the side of the road. The driver of the other vehicle, 43-year-old Paul Ainsworth, is facing a vehicular homicide charge.
Around the nation, more lawmakers on Capitol Hill are reacting to former President Donald Trump's latest indictment. He now faces 4 more felony charges, this time in connection to his alleged effort to overturn the 2020 election.
Democrats saying these are the most serious charges Mr. Trump has faced. Meantime, many Republicans slamming the indictments as a political attack from a weaponized Justice Department. ABC's Justin Finch has more.
Special Counsel Jack Smith indicting former President Donald Trump again.
The indictment was issued by a grand jury of citizens here in the District of Columbia, and it sets forth the crimes charged in detail.
Trump already pleaded not guilty in response to Smith's indictment in the Mar-a-Lago classified records probe in June. Now, Trump is facing 4 new felony counts in Smith's investigation into an alleged scheme by Trump and co-conspirators to keep him in the White House, even though they knew he lost the election to Joe Biden. The indictment also accusing Trump of creating fake electors in 7 states, trying to compel the Justice Department to hold sham election crime investigations, pressuring Vice President Pence to reject legitimate electoral votes, and ultimately sending his supporters to the Capitol to obstruct the certification proceeding and exert pressure on the vice president. Congressman Jamie Raskin served on the committee that investigated the Capitol attack.
This does feel like a huge vindication of the rule of law and the work of the January 6th committee to establish the factual narrative of what took place in the attempt to overthrow a presidential election by a president.
Across the aisle, Republican House Speaker Kevin McCarthy is denouncing this latest indictment as an attack on Trump, whom he calls the Republican presidential frontrunner. Trump's nearest opponent, Ron DeSantis, appearing to agree on Fox.
A D.C. jury would indict a ham sandwich and convict a ham sandwich if it was a Republican ham sandwich.
Trump has long denied any wrongdoing. He's now set for arraignment tomorrow in D.C. District Court. ABC News has learned he will not be handcuffed and will not have a mugshot taken, but will have his fingerprints taken digitally. Justin Finch, ABC News, Washington.
An 84-year-old man from Nez Perce County is in jail tonight for lewd conduct with a minor. The sheriff's office says they arrested Charles Nims based on several incidents when the victim was 9 to 12 years old. Nims later confessing to a family member of the victim, according to the sheriff's office. This is a developing story. Nims could face more charges.
Day one of Washington State football camp is officially in the books. We hear from head coach Jake Dickert and the guys about what worked, what didn't, and what they hope to accomplish here in fall camp.
Download the 4 News Now app today.
4 News Now is brought to you by Rebath Spokane.
It may be summer, but now's the time to see Falco's and plan for cooler days ahead with a Cozy Heat gas fireplace. Choose from over 35 models on display and get the Cozy Heat best suited for your needs, all with special summer savings. Cozy Heat at Falco's, 9310 East Sprague.
Hi, Kylie here with Dad at Parker Toyota. We know finding time during the busy week to schedule your service maintenance can be difficult. That's why we've expanded our hours. We're now open Sundays.
Schedule your oil change, brakes, and other maintenance needs at your convenience online, parkertoyota.com. Our highly trained technicians can get you in and out with our express service.
Experience the no-problem sales and service 7 days a week at Parker Toyota in Coeur d'Alene.
With Gold Bond, you can age on your own terms.
Retinol Overnight means the smoothing benefits of retinol are now for your whole body. Plus, fast-working crepe corrector diminishes wrinkled skin in just 2 days. Gold Bond, champion your skin.
When I was told I had a brain tumor, my life disappeared in a moment. I feared for my future, but even more, I feared for the ones I love. How would they move on without me? But when my doctor told me about the Gamma Knife of Spokane, everything changed. I can get my brain tumor treated in just 1 day and continue living the life I love. Because of Gamma Knife, I have hope.
From the 5 a.m. morning regulars to those gotta fit it in lunchtime rush business goers to the busy moms that need childcare so they can just have a little time to themselves. Move Fitness is here for you, serving up the largest variety of workout options in Spokane with a new location opening soon to provide you the best results for your workout needs. Move Fitness. Join the movement.
The 4 News Now Extreme Team back in action. The Northwest Autism Center is expanding into a new space. All these cubicles have to go. The carpet's got to be removed, and we've got a couple of days to do it. It's coming in August. I'm Mark Peterson. 4 News Now Extreme Team brought to you by Horizon Credit Union.
It may be summer, but now's the time to see Falco's and plan for cooler days ahead with a Cozy Heat gas fireplace. Choose from over 35 models on display and get the Cozy Heat best suited for your needs, all with special summer savings. Cozy Heat at Falco's, 9310 East Sprague.
We are following breaking news of a wildfire near Cheney. Level 3 evacuations, meaning leave now, are in effect for about 20 homes. This is near the intersection of West Anderson Road and South Cheney Spokane Road. You can see that on your map. The area is shaded in red.
This fire started south of the intersection near the railroad tracks, and firefighters have been saying that they're having a hard time getting access to it because of the area and the power lines. Our Rania Kaur joins us live now right near Cheney with what firefighters are facing. Rania.
Aaron, Kirsten, you can see that huge plume of smoke behind me. There's actually a helicopter trying to drop a bucket of water right now. As you mentioned, part of the problem is those power lines. The aircraft that are trying to help fight this fire can't see them, and they're trying to now attack it from a diagonal angle so they can avoid those power lines. I'm told there is a power line down in that area somewhere. We're not exactly sure where. At this point, this fire is about 3 acres. 20 homes are threatened and are under level 3 evacuations. I'm also told there's an apartment complex near where that fire is burning that is also causing to be an issue. Another reason why they're attacking it diagonally is this is very, very close to Main Cheney Spokane Road. I actually saw it from the Ace Hardware and the Maverick right there. Driving in, you can see this fire. It's quite large, and again, there are several aircraft here trying to attack this fire. Again, level 3 evacuations are in place for about 20 homes from West Anderson Road, from Cheney Spokane Road to Columbia Plateau Trail. Again, this is about 3 acres in size. Aircraft are trying their best to attack it. There are some issues in the way. We'll continue to keep you updated on this fire as we learn more information. We'll bring it to you right here on KXLY and on our website, KXLY.com. Sending it back to you in studio.
Ron, thank you.
Thank you. And yes, Aaron, we talked a little bit about the fire that we saw earlier this week and the dry brush that we could see in the live views on Monday. And it looks like meteorologist Matt Gray's in with us now. Let's send it over to you, Matt. That is not what we want to see right up against those flames and that smoke.
No, not at all. And it does look like when you saw the smoke going by fairly quickly past the helicopter there on the images there is at least a little bit of wind, at least a little bit higher up off the ground in the West Plains. You can kind of see just down the road here in Spangle, 13-mile-an-hour wind gusts. So it does look like there is some variable wind going on. Any wind at this point, not great. It does look like, though, it's a better situation than what we saw with that fire just up the road from here in Cheney on Monday. But still, anytime you, at this point in the year, with how little rain we've had, when you have these fires break out at this time of the day, it is just not going to be ideal for a few hours until things begin to calm down. We really need some rain. That's really the only way to stop all of this, is to get some rain in a really meaningful way. I don't know how meaningful this is going to be, but at least there's a chance, right? And the chance is better than no chance, which is basically what we've had for the last 3 weeks. Saturday and Sunday, if you do have some weekend plans, you may have to adjust things simply because it is going to be a little bit cloudier, and we are likely going to see some showers and some thunderstorms, which definitely won't be the most ideal afternoon conditions if you want to spend that time out on the water and staying cool. Our humidity going to be rising. This is called the dew point number. The higher this is, the more moisture is in our atmosphere. We have been in the 20s, in the 30s with our dew points over the last few weeks. Well, guess what? We're getting up into the 50s, which is, well, pretty close to just about as wet as it ever gets at this point in the year. And with all that extra moisture comes a chance for rain, and not just dry thunderstorms, but wet thunderstorms, which is, I guess, the silver lining here, because of course there is going to be lightning that comes along for the ride, which may start and probably will start new wildfires around our region. But at least with some rain, maybe there can be a little bit of a counterbalance to that. At least that is what we hope, right? So here is Friday evening. Up in the mountains in North Idaho, we'll see a couple of thunderstorms, but I'm expecting a mostly dry day with largely some high cirrus clouds across much of the inland Northwest. Then as we head into Friday night into Saturday morning, that's when things start to get a little bit more interesting as that moisture content continues to increase. Here's Saturday afternoon. You can see quite a bit of green showing up here on our radar simulation. And there you go. By Sunday afternoon, it's another round of potential thunderstorms. Things start to taper off a little bit as far as storm activity as we head into Monday. But overall, it looks like we are going to be staying in a stormier pattern through about the midway point of August. So once again, trying to see the positive side of this here, that hopefully we can get some much needed rain and keep those lightning started fires to a minimum. Certainly some cool temperatures would really help out our firefighters after the 90s for the past few days. We'll be down to the mid 80s as we head into the weekend. That's quite a change from most of the weekends of the past, which have been well into the 90s. Our lows tonight, in the 60s in Spokane, but even some 40s as you head further outside of the metro. That feels pretty good, and it's always nice to see when you got hot temperatures in the afternoon like this. Another day with afternoon heat, low humidity, and fire danger potential for those afternoon and evening hours. And look at Lewiston, 101. It is, it's been a hot July, and now looks like a hot start to the month of August. There's that break from the 90s, the chance for storms. We're going to keep a small chance for storms coming into Monday and Tuesday, so look for some changes here as we refine this part of the forecast. But we do think it's going to be at least a little bit hotter and a little bit sunnier to start next week.
And here's a look at ABC's primetime lineup tonight.
Sign up for breaking news alerts with the 4 News Now app.
Enjoy all things Huckleberry in Trout Creek, Montana, the second weekend in August. This free event is your destination for good old-fashioned family fun with a parade, live music, a pie eating contest, over 100 local artisans, and much more. Visit huckleberryfestival.com right now for details.
A combination of fun and performance is why Kylie and I are excited to show you the Subaru Crosstrek.
The all-wheel drive Crosstrek offers an available 2.5-liter Subaru Boxer engine, giving you extra performance and power unlike anything on or off the road.
There's no shortage of space for passengers and a surprising amount of cargo room for your gear.
The Crosstrek has an 8-inch touchscreen with Apple CarPlay, connecting you with your favorite apps and navigation.
Check out the Subaru Crosstrek and receive no-problem customer attention at Parker Subaru in beautiful Coeur d'Alene.
Is it your day to water? Know if you are odd or even and be water-wise this summer.
Hi, I'm Gabby Lemieux, inviting you to join me for the Epson Tour, Road to the LPGA at the beautiful Circling Raven Golf Club. The tour's mission is to prepare the world's best female professional golfers for a successful career in the LPGA.
Circling Raven Golf Club has once again been chosen to host this women's professional golf tournament August 21st through the 27th. More than 150 pros from over 30 countries will compete for shares of the $200,000 purse.
The Epson Tour, Road to the LPGA, brought to you by Circling Raven Golf Club and 4 News Now. I'll see you right here.
Introducing the pizza so nice, we pepperonied it twice. The new double pepperoni crazy crust pizza from Little Caesars. Picture this: classic pepperoni and crispy curly old world pepperoni, sprinkled with toasted cheeses, finished with a garlic parmesan crust that must be seen in slow-mo to be believed. Holy moly, are you picturing this? Get a large double pepperoni crazy crust for just $8.99. Available all day or hot and ready from 4 to 8 p.m. Only at Little Caesars.
Pizza.
With Gold Bond, you can age on your own terms.
Retinol Overnight means the smoothing benefits of retinol are now for your whole body. Plus, fast-working crepe corrector diminishes wrinkled skin in just 2 days. Gold Bond, champion your skin.
It's Live with Kelly and Mark. Every weekday morning.
Weekdays at 9 a.m. only on 4 News Now.
You don't want to miss the 43rd Annual Trout Creek Huckleberry Festival, August 12th and 13th. Free entry and parking, kid and dog friendly, with a parade, over 100 local vendors, and an auction. Free entertainment and much more. Visit huckleberryfestival.com right now for details.
4 News Now is brought to you by Super One Foods.
New at 6:30, Washington State football kicked off fall training camp this afternoon.
And the Cougars are entering their second full season under head coach Jake Dickert. Sports director Julian Menensone caught up with some of the players about their expectations for the upcoming season.
The first day of fall camp is like the first day of dress rehearsal. And for the Washington State Cougars, there's a couple new cast members to the squad. But overall, head coach Jake Dickert said he wants to see the team get in better shape, which will happen gradually over time, and get tougher as fall camp progresses. Overall, he's very happy from what he saw on day one.
We only get 15 of these before school starts. We got to maximize every one. Excited about getting things kicked off, though.
There are a number of question marks heading into the season for Washington State. One thing head coach Jake Dickert doesn't have to worry about is his defense. They are led by sixth-year seniors Brennan Jackson and Ron Stone Jr.
Having the mentality that it's all of us, it's not just one person. So it's that even though this may be my last year, it's like we got a goal as a team.
I have a bunch of guys that put their faith and trust in me, and I have a bunch of guys that I have put my faith and trust in them. So it's really just building our relationship together.
The Cougars' success hinges on the play of quarterback Cam Ward. who is bigger, stronger, and starting to feel more comfortable in the offense under new offensive coordinator Ben Arbuckle.
Coach Arbuckle, he's only 27. He knows how I talk. He knows what I like to do on the field. But we see eye to eye. That's one thing that we do. We see eye to eye. He preaches, ball security is job security. So for a quarterback, that's what we live by.
You can tell the Cougars have been in the weight room. Washington State's new strength and conditioning program paid dividends out on the field. And Dickert is hoping it'll pay off on game day, too.
Just looking around, you can just see that size is back. It's recruiting, it's development. I think it's every phase of our program really coming together. I think we need to be a little bit more in shape, and we'll get there in a quick order. But I think the strength is there, and I think it's going to breed confidence in our guys, especially at the line of scrimmage.
Day 1 and 2 of camp are helmets only, and the Cougars will put on the pads on day 3 on Friday. Football is officially back in the Palouse. In Pullman, Julian Minnesone, 4 News Now Sports.
Stream 4 News Now on your TV for free with the KXLY Plus app.
This Friday through Monday only, it's the anniversary 4-day super sale at Furniture Row. And that means the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, plus 6 years, no interest. But hurry, the anniversary 4-day super sale at Furniture Row ends soon.
People who come to the Inland Northwest rave about its beauty.
For those of us who live and work here, we couldn't agree more. From its iconic history
to a ton of new beginnings.
We have farm-to-table roots and access to nature right out our back door.
And as a community member, BECU wants to honor those who work together to make life better for our region.
Come out and enjoy top female athletes competing for the LPGA Tour. BECU, proud sponsor of the Epson Tour at Circling Raven Golf Course this August.
Did Dean tell you he was in a school play?
Is he playing somebody white?
Never mind.
Jack McBrayer guest stars.
You have a young Sidney Poitier thing.
A little help?
Any chance a ticket taker give me my dime back?
Adventure, culture, and fine wine await you in the Lewis-Clark Valley, less than 2 hours south of Spokane. Tour some of the world's most spectacular wilderness, beauty, and wildlife in Hell's Canyon. Experience the region's rich and diverse culture and history. Savor award-winning Lewis-Clark Valley wines and delicious culinary creations from a variety of local wineries and fine dining establishments. Go to visitlewisclarkvalley.com and plan your destination getaway today.
My late father-in-law lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had AMD. I didn't know it then, but it can progress to GA, an advanced form of the disease. His struggle with vision loss from AMD made me want to help you see warning signs of GA, like straight lines that seem wavy, blurry or missing visual spots that make it hard to see faces, like this one, or trouble with low light. That makes driving at night a real challenge. If you've been diagnosed with AMD and notice vision changes, don't wait. GA is irreversible. It's important to catch it early. Talk to your eye doctor about GA and learn more at gawon'twait.com.
At Denver Mattress, we believe improving your sleep life should be easy and affordable. And during the anniversary 4-day super sale, the more you buy, the more you save. Save $100 on every $1,000 you spend, plus 6 years no interest and free shipping. Denver Mattress, the easiest way to get the right mattress.
4 News Now is brought to you by The Car Show at Mysticwa Casino Hotel.
I want to take you back out to that fire near Cheney. Take a look at your screen. These are evacuation notices you're looking at in red. Level 3 evacuations, meaning leave now. They're in effect for about 20 homes. This is near the intersection of West Anderson Road and South Cheney Spokane Road.
And the fire started south of the intersection, right near the railroad tracks. We have heard from our reporter on the scene that firefighters are having a difficult time accessing it because of power lines. And there she is live. There's Rania Kaur. Rania, are things improving? What are you noticing at this hour?
Well, unfortunately, this fire has grown. The last estimate we had heard was that it was 3 acres. Now we know it's 5 to 10 acres. Again, one of the biggest problems that aircraft is having is the fact that this fire is right in the middle of power lines, which the problem is the attack planes, there's 2 fire bosses and 1 helicopter on it. They can't see those power lines when they're dumping the water. Another issue with this is the fact that what they're trying to do is trying to attack at this fire at a diagonal angle so it doesn't hit town and they don't bump into those power lines. I do know that Inland Power was here checking on those power lines in order to support fire crews as much as they could. At this time, they have not cut power. That's saying there are level 3 evacuations in place. 20 homes are threatened. We'll continue to keep you updated throughout this night and on our website on KXLY.com. Sending it back to you in studio.
Rania Cord live for us near Cheney, and again, 20 homes threatened at this point.
And Matt, this is not great fire weather at all.
No, not at all. And really the only positive here is that, well, it's going to get cooler here in the next couple of hours. And that's really the one positive, is that we'll cool off fairly quickly in the next 2 hours.
All right. Follow us on social media and KXLY.com for all the updates on this fire. We'll see you at 11.
Download the 4 News Now app today. See breaking news in your area or have a story idea? Contact 4 News Now.